Welcome back. Let's continue, shall we? We shall. I'm thinking of doing the last of Evil Lease. Oopsies. There we go. Nope, 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 no, 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 no. There we go. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Boom. Ba, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. Mm. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Greetings and salutations, Akira. I suppose you are wondering whether or not the good Genomiss has finally determined where in the world our next adventure is to take us. The good news is he has. The bad news, however, now, while it is not in my nature to be sensationist, sensationism is in my job description. So please bear with me when I tell you not all is right aboard the airship Lexentail. Something about Alma has me deeply worried. I would not trust this information in the hands of my publisher, let alone some sullen gate guard. Shall we continue our conversations on the Prima Vista away from inquisitive ears? Alright. Yes. Oh, wait. Give me a second. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. What do you want? Principal Genomiss claims to have learned much from his continued study of the Durai papers. Still, he appears to be frustrated at a lack of information crucial to solving the mystery. Shall we depart, my lady? Yes. Oh no, cutscene. Oh, this fucking prick. Okay, I have to deal with. Okay, okay. The question is next: where exactly did Ramza and his fellowship journey next? Ah, Akira, to what do we owe this unexpected visit? I had not planned on summoning you for another several turns of the sun. I apologize if we have caused you any worry. I suppose one cannot allow a reporter in their midst and not expect her to report what she sees. Though I did expect a tad more description from Miss Murilla. Alma has, as of late, been experiencing difficulties with her health. Trurians have been called upon to discern what exactly it is that ails her, but as far as they can tell, there is nothing physically wrong with my sister. The consensus is the rigors of an extended stay in a foreign land have taken their toll on her fragile heart. Akira, when did you? Alma. I'm fine, brother. It is obvious you are not. You must return to your chambers and rest. Go fuck yourself, Ramza. I hope you burn in hell. What? Forgive me. Perhaps we shall speak again once I regain my strength. Until then, please look after my father. Now then, where were we? Ah, yes, the matter of our next expedition. As we discovered during our most recent foray into the Ester Sands, the Dalamescan capital of Rabanasri appears to lie upon the ruins of what can only be the royal city of Lesalia, ancient capital of the lost kingdom of Ivalice. Shortly after, we stumbled across remnants of the legendary clockwork city of Krog, cleverly repurposed into a lighthouse overlooking the Ridorana Cataract. Remnants which now sit suspended above the fathomless chasm. Lesalia Korg, what have they in common, you ask? I shall tell you. They both appear in my ancestors' account of the rise of Ivalice, the Durai Papers. And with each new discovery, this forbidden chronicle is now proving Ivalician legend to be more fact than fairy tale. There is no denying the proof, and it is but a matter of time before scholars and historians from across the realm come to the same conclusions. But as you all are aware, my aim has never been to simply prove the existence of Ivalice. No, I shall not rest till I have revealed the truth of the young Ramza's role in King Delita's accession, and cleared my ancestor Orian Dorai of the false accusations made against him by the church. Then what are we waiting for? Should we not see to Alma first? Hugane's Shuruginians would have us believe she is in no immediate danger, as her illness is not one of the body but of the mind. To borrow their wounds, her spirit is in the state of unbalance and merely requires time to right her itself. I'm going to stab this bitch. What? Alma will be fine as long as she remains in bed. The last thing she needs is any further excitement, especially at the paws of these meddlesome mole bats. Though I must admit, both Mont Blanc and his brother have proven more useful than I would ever have dared to imagine. When it comes to usefulness, I am first in the field. Or was it the furriest in the field? Would you like to feel my fur, Kupo? And you wonder why Ramza despises you so, brother. They do all the work, and all you do is just, Kupo. But you are mistaken, Herdy. I bear neither you or nor your brother any ill will, any further ill will. That is, in any, if anything, I owe you my thanks for your recent contributions. Something's amiss. His thanks. Are you hearing what I'm hearing? What happened to the venom spitting adder we all used to know and hate? Maybe a few hits into the noggins. Alma certainly seems pleased with the change, but forgive me for not buying into this all too convenient transformation. Simply showing the world that Evilish actually existed with all not will not validate the claims chronicled in the Dorai papers. This is correct, Father. The key lies within Ramza Belolov. If we can find evidence of his hidden role in history, it will prove Orian's testimony true and safeguard our family name from ridicule. Which is why I turned the focus of my research to Delita's forgotten companion and his actions during the War of the Lions. It was only then I discovered something most intriguing and underlying struggle with an unknown force, a force with the power to bring about calamitous ruin. Oh boy, here we go again. Arasite, the twisted abominations we encountered in both Lesalia and Gorg, the Lusavi, they are born of these unholy crystals. While nobles of the north and south squabbled over Iveliss's crown, Ramza slightly sought to rid the world of a darker evil. Evil manifest from the deepest desires of men and women whose minds had fallen prey to the Arasite. And with each confrontation, did Ramses' fellowship grow smaller. Countless companions lost to a cause that would go unwritten, yet was far more important than any clash of armies, and so did they endure. Until reaching their final destination, the Orban Monastery. Oh, I know this one. The Monastery is where Princess Ovelia was raised. There is a scene about it in the Zodiac Brave story. After Delita emerged victorious in his final campaign, he married the princess to legitimize his claim to the throne of Ivalice. Ah, I see someone has been paying attention. But I don't understand. Why would Ramza's crusade against the Lusavi take him back there? According to the derived papers, the sinister being who engendered the Arasite was said to have slumbered beneath the monastery. Oh boy. But who or what would have the means to create something so powerful? A bloody primal! Ultima the High Sephiroth. Sephiroth? There. Sephiroth? What's a Sephiroth? Sephiroth. Seraphs have believed by some to be servants of gods, divine beings whose only purpose is to carry out the will of their immortal masters. As to whether or not Ultima can claim this title, however, I cannot say. Just as there were those who chose to worship Ultima and her overworldly might, there were equally as many who feared the visitor and her deadly magics, oft referring to her as the Angel of Blood for the carnage left in her wake. Interesting. What if the spell Akira claims to have experienced in the Praetorium coincidentally also called Ultima was in fact an elegant interpretation of the very magics introduced to Heidelin by the High Seraph? But that would mean what would that mean? I have spoken with several colleagues back in Charlian regarding their opinions on the ancient incantations, and while they yet have little to show for their research, they all agree on one thing: the manner in which Ultima Arithali manifests should not be possible, at least on Heidelin. So it would naturally make sense if we discovered that the Allegans learned the spell from a being not of this dimensional plane. As to exactly how they convinced the being to impact the knowledge onto them, not of this plane. The manner of the creature, are we talking about here? Likely one similar to Omega. How long have you been listening from the shadows, my friend? Long enough. I am here to deliver the item Mikoto requested. Sin, there was no need for you to deliver it personally. A Moogle would have sufficed. A Moogle, and trust that he won't tear open the package and show it to some random adventurer? No, this was far too important. If you two do not mind, the principal was about to tell us how to find the Arbon Monastery. Would that I could. You don't know? Then what have we been doing here? Exactly. At ease, the Murilla, the Durai papers speak of a cataract situated on the river Zerestriel, several leagues southeast of Rabinastri. There supposedly lies the monastery. Zerechiel is not a name you will find on any modern Damascus map. Rivers, however, especially one as large as the Zerechiel, is established to be our rare in nation, more than half claimed by the sand. The river we seek can only be that which bisects Golmore on the Naxia border. And for the invaluable information, we owe thanks to our brothers Mogul. Their travels have made them veritable authorities on Damascus geography. Wait, but earlier you claimed you didn't know the monastery's whereabouts. I'm confused. Its location is not what concerns me, but perhaps the Mokos themselves should explain. Why, certainly, that verdant valley of vines and vipers to where we must voyage next is home to the Vieira, and therein lies our little problem. The one thing the Vieira do not suffer is trespassers, not even lovable Mughals, Kupo. Our glamours kept us hidden long enough to see the jungle was teeming with ruins much like those we've discovered in Lesalia and Gorg. But the Vieira trackers eventually found us and took us before their elders. We barely escaped with our palms, Kupo. So that is why we are still here talking instead of bound for the border. There are Vieira who have spurred the strict codes of their tribes, abandoning their people to come and live in the city of Damascus, finding and recruiting one to our cause might provide us with insight into how to reach the Orbron Monastery ruins. Unfortunately, the nation's current turmoil has not made it easy to accomplish this task. We still require more time. Before boarding the shuttle, here I was stopped by a Bonga on the docks. He asked me if I knew a Akira Black Rose and bid I deliver her a message. I told him he was welcome to accompany me to the Prima Vista so that he might deliver the message himself, but the man refused. Makoto, I saw this device crafted to your exact specifications, but cannot guarantee that it will function as intended, seeing as I had nary a subject to test it on. Of course, Master Sid. If any trouble is met, then most likely it is my design that is to blame. Your confidence in my craftsmanship is flattering, but you sell yourself too short. My dear, here's to your success. Good day. There is no question that Ivalice once stood atop the lands we now call Dalamaska, but with the passage of time have remnants of those eras past faded beyond recognition, if only the great library at Rabanastri still stood. My knowledge is limited, but if there is aught you wish to ask, fuck you. What do you have? Both Mont Blanc and his brother Herdy have proved invaluable to our expedition. I owe them my thanks. And I suppose an apology I admit when they first arrived, I was very of their ability to contribute to the cause. However, over the past moons, they have done their damnedest to prove me wrong. I used to believe that we Guardians were inherently better than, well, everyone else. I suppose a part of me still does. It was what I was it was what I was raised to believe is what all Guardian children are. Only now have I begun to realize the fool I was. While you're an idiot, our exile here has forced me to face the arrogance that has controlled me my whole life. And what I found was that I was simply frightened of change, frightened of admitting I was weak while you are weak. And so I lashed out, and I am sorry that you, Montblanc, Bawagi, and the others had to suffer. You're still an asshole. I have no issues with Ramza's unexpected change of heart. Just with how it actually came about, I fear it might be the RSI playing with his heart. Kupo, you well, duh. I sense a surge of ether that precise moment he came in contact with the necklace, though that surge has since passed. Kupo. You won't believe this, but since our time together in the Clockwork City, Ramza and I have grown inseparable. Why, I'd consider him a closer companion than even my good brother, Herdy. Just don't let Herdy know that, Kupo. Something is obviously very wrong with poor Alma, and why her father doesn't seem to pay her condition much mind is something we should all be wary of. Well, here goes nothing. Anyways, I sense that you are interested in the package Sid delivered. I have every intention to apprise you of its contents, but first, I believe we should speak of Alma's condition. Do you not find her illness all too timely? Miss and Ramza would like to believe that her bouts of vertigo are not but a result of a mind fatigued. But the answer is clear. It is the Arasite that plagues her. Alma recently confided in me that she would hear her father speaking with the Oltus well before even his first foray into Rebinastri. However, I do not think this entirely true, which is not to imply that Alma is trying to deceive us. Rather, I think she saw something that led her to believe her father was conversing with the Orosite. Moreover, I suspect it was the Orosite itself that granted her this vision. You recall my hypothesis on distinct frequency NRR type harmonic vibrations and their tendency to promote ethereal amplification? Or when I mentioned that despite being in the principal's possession for an extended period, the Altus exhibited none of the imprinted present in Duma. No. The Altus has never resonated with Genomiss. It has always been his wife's pendant, and the Arsite shard, the Virgo, that fueled his passion for Evilise. No, the Altius to is bound to Alma's deepest desires, whatever those may be. The only reason I can fathom that Alma has not fallen victim to the Orsoic's grasp is that her desires are not as strong as those we have witnessed in Argath or Bagamnam. That and the ethereal interference caused by other nearby shards. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, alright. Lovely. I have explained all of this to Alma and recommended that she destroy the necklace, yet not only did she refuse, but she begged me to keep this revelation from her father. Oh, it's basically that this device will probably break the aura sight that Alma is carrying. And so I did the only thing I could. I devised a means with which I might impede it, or at least lessen the effects of the Ultius. This device will still, while still complete, will amplify the NRR wavelengths emitted by the Virgo. This should work to interfere with some emitted by the Altius, thereby shielding Alma from the brunt of their effect. The city below is all but abuzz with word of a Bagan brigade loitering about the airship landing. Do you think it could be someone we know, Kupo? Ah, hey, what's up, Woody? What you got? What you need? Apologies, Akira, but I needed to speak with you and you alone. Or don't mind. Oh, don't mind me, Koopa. I'll be just floating over here in perfect earshot. Why you? What makes you think I won't lay you low? Right here, right now. Because we're here to offer you a proposition. That's why we need information on the Gulmore jungle and thought a man as well traveled as you might be persuaded to provide some. Gulmore, you of all creatures should know that is Viera land. What are you offering then? Why, the opportunity to tell us what you know. Genomists believes our next adventure lies beneath the jungle canopy Kupo. I should have expected as much. Very well, Akira. I came to ask if you would meet someone. Now it seems that someone may be able to assist genomists as well, seeing as you and the principal did right by us before. I do not see a reason why I cannot take both of you. Let me know when you are ready to depart for Rebinastri. We will travel in our airship. The Prima Vista would draw too much unwanted attention. All right. Let's go. Oh god, my leg's sleepy. Oh god. What's up, buddies? You're not gonna try to kill me or anything. Ugh. Back to a life brigading in the clouds, are we? Of course not. Not that it didn't cross our minds, but when uh, when faced with the decision of what to do next, we needed simply to remember the dying words of our leader, Jegug Renok, and I decided to reenlist as Dolmaska Frusiers. And the Occupy Guardians actually said yes, Kupo. That exactly. We're now with the resistance. You no doubt heard the uprising to Dalmasca and followed the Doman liberation and how it was crushed under the iron heel of the Fourth Legion. The resistance leaders were captured, tortured, and publicly executed, yet much of the Empire's chagrin, the gruesome display only served to further rally the survivors. Remove one head and two grow back in its place. Remove two and then there are four. A person can die, but an ideal will live on. Hail Hydra! Wait, what? Not that now there exist several factions throughout Dalmasca. We belong to one known as the Lattes Tears. And when we told our commanding officer of our recent crossings with you and yours, she simply insisted that we introduce you. Me? But I wasn't even supposed to be here, Kupo. Not you, fur hairball, her! Meet with the general and hear her proposal, Akira. If you are not interested, we shall return you to Kugane unharmed. You have our... Coral got your tongue? And, Red Monastery's dead ahead, lads. This way, we've many moms to cover before nightfall. But why? Why? What? Fucking hell. Fucking idiots. Anyways. Oh! Thick! Thick! She's thick! I've done as asked. I bring you the Liberator. And here, I thought she'd be taller. Whoa, mama. She can step on me. What? I knew it! It's a Viera! The most beautiful race in Final Fantasy XIV. I am Fran, proud daughter of Dalamascan Ska and General of Lentia's Tears. And yes, Mogul, I am a Viera. Are you surprised? Why, yes, in fact, I am. Her kind are all supposed to be living amongst the trees, having shunned contact with the outer world. Kupo, that. I'm sorry. There are supposedly a few who have left their homes, but but I most certainly did not expect to see one here in this sewer. Indeed. This Banga claims you seek Arbani. Does he speak true? Those ruins lie deep within the Golmore jungle, a place most sacred to my sisters. They would take great offense were you to defile it with your presence. They can defile me all they want. Wait, what? What is more, Bawagi tells me you travel with guardians, openly aiding those who would see our nation burn. How can we place our trust in one who would do such? Uh, Genomus and his family defected long ago. They are not your enemy. My blade has tasted the blood of too many guardians to count. And then you know the empire and its people are one and the same. When you slay an imperial soldier, you are not slaying an individual. You are slaying the enemy. Your companions, liberator, are the enemy, despite their supposed change of heart. You misunderstand. Kind Genomus does not approve of the Emperor's warmongering. He wants to help Dalmasca and its impoverished masses, Kupo. And what would a Mughal know about my people? Does your blood run Dalamascan red? We could cut you open and find out. General, there is no need for threats. You're right, Bruaga. Let us then parley. Parley? Parley! First, the resistance requires men. Men and women from the Eurasian and Eastern alliances to join us in ridding Dalamasca of its imperial invaders. Your past deeds have made you well known to the leaders of both. They will listen to you, or if not, they will listen to the scions to which you claim allegiance. About that. Sound resistance requires gold to strengthen our forces from within. Your allies are in bed with the East Alderned Trading Company, which continues its dealings with Garlemald, even as you raise your sword against them. Profiting from the Empire rampart aggression, as targets of that aggression, I believe my people are entitled to a portion of those profits. Grant me these simple things, and I shall personally guide you safely to the ruins of our barn oil. And what of the Lexan tales? See me to victory, and I'll take the Emperor himself. Those are my conditions. What say you? I'll deliver your request to the Scions, but can promise no more. Promise me first, my companions will see no harm. I will promise you nothing, but if it helps you sleep, know that I will have never cut down a man who did not take up arms against me and mine, be he Guardian or Eworgian. I say, we have our work cut out for us, Kupo. Bawagi, you and the Fusiliers are to accompany the Liberator. I expect a detailed report on how my demands are received. Yes, General. Not that I expected them to be taken seriously. You are a fool to trust them, princess. What? Dun, 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 dun. What an adventure, Kupo. Just think, by tomorrow we could all be the newest members of Damascan Resistance. Not that I am ready to give up my place on the Prima Vista just yet. Dun, 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 dun. Fran is not too bad once you're on her good side. Her only good side being her backside. But you didn't hear that from me. Do not be put off by Lady Fran. The general has quite the edge to her, but it is only because she wants what is best for the resistance. I finally come to accept Bagamnan is gone for good, but I will never forget how he met his end. I cannot allow my hatred to consume me as it did him. Alright, that concludes this episode of Final Fantasy XIV. We shall continue with the next episode. Till then, fare thee well.